Oh, that's a beat.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, definitely some great music in this one.
Oh yeah, I mean Blizzard games. We were talking about it earlier. Blackthorn and Rock and Roll Racing. I mean, all three of those 16-bit classics of theirs.
Yeah, I've heard only great things about them. I just they weren't games. I played a lot of SNES games when I was a kid. I owned a SNES, but I just never did this one. So I skipped the opening cutscene. Sorry, Blizzard. No time for your cinematics. Getting the hang of the controls. Now, I did know, because I'm a video game historian, I did know that the game involves controlling 3 different characters that each have their own abilities, and that it's a puzzle platformer that you have to use all of their different abilities in tandem to get through the levels. So I knew that much going in. And so, yeah, getting used to it. Okay, here's our combat guy. That makes sense. And yay, combat. Okay.
So you've got 2 of them to the exit. Now comes the shield guy.
Yep, and again, just figuring out what all the buttons do and then moving him along. I did, of course, also know that the Lost Vikings do make a cameo appearance in Oldemon in the World of Warcraft.
Oh, really?
There are 3 dwarves in Oldemon that have outfits that are like the 3 Vikings and Lost Vikings.
Gotcha.
So this one I was able to cheat a little bit. I don't read instructions as per your instructions, but there's nothing that says I cannot read hint boxes in the game. Wahaha.
Yeah, I mean this is actually an interesting thing because there aren't a lot of examples of games that hold your hand this much in the instructions before this game. I mean, I can't think of too many examples.
Yeah, I mean RPGs would do it because and you know, or something like Zelda does a little bit of it, you know, adventure games, but in a platformer like this, pretty unusual. I guess you get the occasional one in Super Mario World, but they're very occasional. It's certainly not to this degree where you're getting all the mechanics explained to you. More typical of RPGs at this point than more action-y games.
Definitely.
And yep, something to kill. So bring out the killer. I know they have names. I've already forgotten them. It doesn't matter. He's the killer.
Yeah.
That was I discovered that by accident. Later on it tells me that you can do that, but I was actually trying to shoot the other way. So you can hit buttons with his arrow. So yeah.
Yeah, at least you're not limited to the number of arrows. That would have really made this complicated.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And so, yes, this game is one of those ones where some of the later levels, the coordination between the characters is so... I mean, the timing that you have to have is so precise. It becomes painful. That's the only downside to this game. And some of the later levels are really, really just almost, just bad.
I did talk to the alien up above who said I needed to blow up a computer, and that looked like a computer to me. So, yay, I figured it out to continue the level.
Yeah. And this game does get a sequel. There's curiously one sequel, but with 2 completely different formats. So there's the Super Nintendo. I can't remember if it gets a Genesis port as well, but the Super Nintendo version looks almost identical to this, but they add a werewolf and another character, weirdly enough. And it's a great game too. I mean, same basic concept, nothing really changes. And then there's there's a port of that to the Sega Saturn of all things, and the PC using pre-rendered graphics.
Oh, wow.
Looks absolutely atrocious.
Oh no, laser gun.
So slow.
Run, run.
Oh, you lost him.
That does mean the level at this point is not completable.
Unbeatable. No.
Unbeatable. But I'm already at this point over halfway through my time, so I was like, I'm just going to keep going, see what I can see rather than start over.
Now, are you aware at this point that you can't finish the level without all 3 of them?
Well, so in the first level, when you take your first guy over to the exit, it says that you need to get all 3 to the exit. So I presumed that I couldn't beat it. But I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know if I would just get to the exit and the level wouldn't advance, or if I'd get a game over screen. Didn't know any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I decided to see if I could play through for the fans most of the rest of the level as normal with the 2 characters I had left.
Yeah. Now with the shield guy, you can actually use the shield as a glider as well.
You see, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Didn't get that far in.
Yeah. So you get these anti-grav things quite often where that's going to help you. And this guy can also jump.
Yes, I knew that.
Big jump.
Yep. Didn't have to use it in this part. Right now, we're just taking care of lasers. The controls are pretty intuitive. So, I mean, getting up to speed on this one was not bad at all. I mean, I'd have been fine in the first level if I hadn't been careless. I should have really explored with the defender, because the defender can always block something coming at you. So he probably is the best one to do explorations with. And then if you find something, you can run away and get someone who can help. A little showing off my mad dodge skills there.
Nice.
Since I didn't have my killer anymore. And yay, he made it to the exit. Huzzah. So yeah, let's see if we can we dodge again? Can we dodge again? Oh. And
wow, you just walked right through him.
Exactly.
I did not expect that to work.
I didn't either. I figured he'd take the hit, but would keep moving and still beat the level. And so yeah, I got them to the end, had the Viking funeral, and look at our time. Of course, you can try the level again, but we are at time. I actually did tell a perfect 7-minute story of love and loss in the Viking world. Couldn't have come out better if I had scripted it.
Yeah. And if you actually had said yes to continue, lightning bolt would have come down, the other guy would have shown up, and then you'd just restart the level. So, well, this was an impressive and not painful for you 7 minutes, it seems like.
It was actually 7 minutes in, at the very least, purgatory, if not sneaking into heaven.
So you're saying next time I really, really have to give you a stinker. You're due for a stinker again.
Your words, not mine, Carl.
Okay, let's get back to the episode then.